Hi guys, and welcome to the Sunderland vs Oxford United match preview. Now, these early season predictions, match previews, they're very difficult to predict because, of course, we don't have any really competitive games to go off in terms of form. Of course, we can go off pre-season, but that's just daft, really. I don't really take form in pre-season into consideration, really, when it comes to competitive games. But we are taking on Oxford at the Stadium of Light. Oxford last season they did finish 12th. I have predicted for them in my League One prediction table. I predicted them to finish 9th, so I do think they're going to improve this season. Last season for Oxford, they did have a very... it's almost a very even season, should we say. Almost a perfectly placed mid-table team because they obviously... I think they won 15... They drew 15 and lost 16, so very even out, if you know what I mean. They're very even. So I think they are a decent team. Of course, we played them last season anyway. But, they play half-decent football. Last season, we didn't have the best of luck against them, where we drew both games against them 1-1. So we haven't got a win over them yet. We haven't lost against them. We could look at it that way, but we still haven't got a win over them. Of course, they will have brought more players into their squad. They will have recruited just as we have. So we can't base everything on last season's results against each other. We don't know how our new players are going to gel in competitive games. We don't know how their players are going to gel for competitive games. So like I say, it is relatively difficult to predict these early season competitive games. But I am going to get into it. I will quickly show you my preferred lineup. Maybe not my predicted lineup, but the lineup I would like to see us go with. So here it is. So if you do follow me on Twitter, you will have already seen this, but I've gone with the 3 at the back, with the wing backs as well, the system that we have been playing throughout pre-season. So I've gone with McLaughlin in goal. The back 3 I've gone with Baldwin on the left-hand side of that back 3, Willis in the middle, and McLaughlin on the right of that back 3. Now, I think one of the biggest things here is Baldwin, and I know a lot of people have probably raised their eyebrows at that. It's just a personal preference. For me, that could either be Baldwin or Ozturk, but I'm just really not a fan of Flanagan. It wouldn't surprise me if Flanagan would be involved. Jack Ross seems to be a big fan of his, but for me, I prefer both Baldwin and Ozturk over Flanagan. Baldwin, of course, the second half of the season last year, he was really, really poor, but the first half of last season, he was probably our best defender by a country mile, whereas Flanagan, for me, he was consistently inconsistent and consistently making mistakes from start to finish, whereas Baldwin, he was great for the first half, and then he really slipped up and he really ran out of form a little bit, didn't he, in the second half of the season. Ozturk, on the other hand, he was poor for the first half of the season and great in the second, whereas Flanagan, I think he just made consistent errors throughout, really. So either Baldwin or Ozturk I would like to see there, but like I say, Jack Ross will more than likely pick Flanagan. Now on the left, in the left wing back position, I'd like to see Denver Hume. I think he'd do very well there, and plus he's our only real left wing back / left back anyway. So Hume, I would like to see him there. On the right hand side, the right wing back, I'd like to see Luke O'Nien. I know Gooch has been played as the wing backs in pre-season. But for me, I'd like to see O'Nien there. He's got the engine on him, and I think he's just defensively better than Gooch. Maybe not offensively as good or dangerous as Gooch, but I'd like to be more solid, and I'd go for O'Nien just to be safe. In the middle, I would definitely start George Dobson. I think he looks absolutely fantastic in the little bit part role we did see a few nights ago in pre-season, but like I say, we already knew of him anyway, and I know exactly what he would bring to the team. It's something different in the middle, and one of our better midfielders as well, so I would definitely start Dobson. Alongside him, again, it's a toss-up really between McGeoch and Max Power, but for me, when Dobson did come on the other night, and alongside McGeoch, it almost improved McGeoch's game as well. The game moved a little bit quicker and they played the ball around a lot better as well. So either McGeoch or Power, but for me, I think McGeoch could just edge it. Now, in the final third, I'd like to see both McGeady and Chris Maguire in behind McNulty. Now, McNulty, just a couple of days ago or yesterday, in a behind closed doors friendly against Hartlepool, he did score a hat-trick where Sunderland did win by 5-2. And don't get me wrong, I understand that the opposition, with all respect to Hartlepool, they're not the greatest, but considering we haven't really scored at all, really, across pre-season as a whole, if you've got a striker who just come off the back of a hat-trick, regardless of it being behind closed door or not, you play him. So to have McNulty up there, I'd do that. McGeady, whether it be 100% fit to start the game, he did play in that behind the closed doors friendly as well. He also got himself a goal. So did Maguire. Maguire did pick up a bit of a knock, but I do believe it was only, there was nothing massive. So to have, 3 players up there who've just come off the back of scoring goals, I think that'd be great. And, maybe there is a slight lack of pace up top, so maybe you could include Gooch there, maybe Watmore, who also has a bit of a knock, so he might be available for Saturday. But I'd like to see just a bit more creativity and a bit more flair players, i.e. Maguire and McGeady and McNulty as well. So that would be my preferred starting 11. Now for my score prediction, which of course it's going to be just as difficult because, as mentioned earlier, we can't really go off pre-season form. But I am going to go with a Sunderland 3-1 home win, which I really hope I'm right, of course. I think McNulty is going to score a couple, and I also think McGeady will get himself on the score sheet as well, of course, if he plays. I do think we'll go a goal in front. I think that they will equalise, and then in the second half, I do think we'll get a couple. So that's what I'm going to go for, a 3-1 Sunderland win. I would have this preview being a bit more in-depth, but of course we don't have too much form to go off. Oxford are a good side, and I think I'm just a bit too excited for Saturday. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 Sunderland win. On the topic of Saturday, I will be going to the game, but I've chosen not to do a proper vlog. I'll maybe do a few bits and pieces while I'm there, but it will essentially just be a match review, with it being the first game of the season. And occasions like this, I like to just go and enjoy the game rather than having my camera out every 2 seconds, I just want to enjoy the game, But anyway, yeah, so that's it, guys. What do you think the score is going to be on Saturday? You let me know down below, and also let me know what your preferred lineup would be. Good luck to Oxford as well. By the way, I'm not just writing you off completely, but I just hope it is a Sunderland 3-1 win. But if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. It would be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care. Stay jamming.